beggar had been sitting by the side of the road for over 30 years. One day a stranger walked by. "Spare some change," mumbled the beggar, mechanically holding out his old baseball cap. "I have nothing to give you," said the stranger. Then he asked, "What's that you are sitting on?" "Nothing," the beggar replied. "It's just an old box. I've been sitting on it for as long as I can remember." "Ever looked inside?" asked the stranger. "No," said the beggar. "What's the point? There's nothing in there." "Have a look inside," insisted the stranger. The beggar managed to pry open the lid. With astonishment, disbelief, and elation, he saw that the box was filled with gold. "I am the stranger who has nothing to give you and who is telling you to look inside. Not inside any box as in the parable, but somewhere even closer. Inside yourself." "But I am not a beggar," I can hear you say. Those who have not found their true wealth, which is the radiant joy of being and the deep, unshakable peace that comes with it, are beggars. Even if they have great material wealth, they are looking outside for scraps of pleasure or fulfillment, for validation, security, or love, while they have a treasure within that not only includes all those things, but is infinitely greater than anything the world can offer. So that is an excerpt from The Power of Now, which if you've consumed my content, you know I'm such a big fan of. I'm such a big fan of Eckhart Tolle and all of his books. And I've mentioned them in a lot of my content because I think getting a grasp of presence and understanding what presence really means and understanding that you have everything available to you right now at your disposal to be the person that you want to be, to access that level of fulfillment within, is here and it's now, and you don't need to wait for anything externally in order to experience that. Everything that you could possibly want externally fades in comparison to the fulfillment that is available to you now within, internally. If you know yourself, if you know where you're going, if you have peace within, that's where true fulfillment lies. And there's nothing that can top that, at least I think. If you have inner peace, how could there be anything external that is going to make you feel greater than having that internal peace? Knowing who it is you are and knowing where you're going. Just like Eckhart says in The Power of Now, when you really tap into that fulfillment feeling internally, when you know yourself within, when you know your worth within, anything that you look for externally, pleasure, fulfillment, validation, security, whatever it is, it doesn't hold any weight. Like, it's cool to have the things that you want externally, but if you aren't fulfilled internally, if you don't like yourself, if you aren't yourself, if you aren't your authentic self, then what's the point? Because you're only going to be able to experience the fullness of the things that you want externally if you're fulfilled and full within. And we see this all the time. There's people who amount to so much external success and they seemingly have beautiful things and great things and material wealth or whatever it is, but they aren't fulfilled. They do horrible things to themselves or other people. Like, if you aren't fulfilled internally, what's the point in having those things externally? I think laying down the foundation and knowing that you are fulfilled within, and you can be fulfilled within now without getting the things that you want externally, is so key. Like yourself. Get yourself to a point where you know yourself and you like yourself and you trust yourself before you seek anything externally. Because the things that you want externally are fleeting. You're going to like them one day and you're not going to like them the next day. You're not going to appreciate them one day and then you'll appreciate them a week from now. But true fulfillment, knowing yourself, trusting yourself, building that relationship with yourself, looking inside the box that you're sitting on and holding on to it and trusting it, being yourself, being your most authentic self, loving yourself, knowing that you're full now, that is what will allow you to experience all the great things that the world has to offer externally. The world has a lot to offer, but it's nothing in comparison to the fulfillment that you get internally. And you will not be able to experience all the great things that the world has to offer and experience all the joy and happiness that the world does have to offer. Like, it's great, like, experience the beauty that is life, but it's not going to be able to give you that fulfillment primarily. Like, experience it all you want and enjoy it, but it will not fill a void. It will not fill the void of you being unhappy with yourself or unhappy internally within you. So the next question is, how do we get ourselves to a point where we love ourselves and we are full and we know that we're full and we know that we're worthy of the things that we want? Connect with yourself internally within and know that you are connected with the world, the universe, and you have the ability to shape your life and do the things that you want to do and create the life that you see within, while knowing and understanding that you are not your past and you don't need to identify with your old story. And those goals and those visions that you have and those dreams that you have are possible if you shift who you are being and what you are identifying with within. If you shift your energy, if you elevate your vibration, if you do things that make you a better person, then you become more of a match with the amazing things that you want to do in the world. When you are so deeply rooted in being and you know your self-worth and you know that you're capable of amazing things and you're present, then you open yourself up to intuition and insights that help you get to where it is you want to go. And be the experimenter and try this out for your life. I promise you that if you spend 5 to 10 minutes every single day present, and you're confident in where you're going, you have a goal, you're gonna notice things in your environment without having to go chase it that confirm that you are the person you say you are and you're going to the places that you know you're going to. You're gonna get insights, you're gonna get intuition that inspire you to keep moving forward. I can't tell you how many times a day I see signs, synchronicities that come into my life that confirm I am this person, I'm doing this, I'm creating this, I'm building this, I'm going here. I know it, I know it's done. And I see things in my environment that confirm what I know to be true within. And the reason this is the case is because I'm present, I'm still, I'm connected to myself, I know where I'm going. I understand that fulfillment is here and now, and the things that I want to experience externally, although they're great, it's secondary to the fulfillment that I know is here and now and accessible here and now, which can be experienced here and now. And I have permission to access that state now, and so do you. And the more time that we spend in silence, the more time that we spend in presence, we're going to be able to access that state. And you may think, I'm uncomfortable sitting down for 5 to 10 minutes by myself with my own thoughts. That's okay. Set some reminders to go off on your phone like every hour or so, just to take a deep breath and be still, where you're not thinking. People overcomplicate meditation. I don't think it needs to be hard. I don't think it needs to be stressful. We all have 5 minutes to sit down and be still, but if you're afraid of that, or if this is your first time getting into presence, go for a walk and just be still. Try not to attach yourself to every single thought that comes by or every single thought that comes in. Just be still. Stop labeling everything around you. Just observe things and try to be as present as you can be throughout the day, and you'll get that confirmation that you're on the right track if you know where it is you're going, if you have a vision. But trust in yourself and know that the things that you're seeking to do externally, the things that you want to do externally, they're great. And I'm sure they're gonna, make you happy or whatever, but let's be honest, they're fleeting. The things that you want to experience externally are great, and I'm sure that you will get enjoyment from it. But what's the point in experiencing them if you don't experience fulfillment within, if you don't like yourself? There's always going to be, it's going to be tainted if you aren't fulfilled internally. And trust and know that if you connect with presence and you become more comfortable just being yourself, you spend more time with yourself, you're going to be able to experience that fulfillment within, and it's just incredible. Like, you're just yourself, and you're just happy and fulfilled now. And then the things that come externally as a byproduct of you operating from that state are just the cherry on top. It's just the sprinkles on top. It's just an addition to an already fulfilled life. So I highly recommend reading The Power of Now and, starting to get into presence if you haven't already. A very good book as an introduction into this kind of stuff is The Power of Now, which I just read from. The sequel to that book, A New Earth, is also great, but really just anything Eckhart Tolle. You can Google him and read his works. You can watch him on YouTube. He has some short clips as an introduction to presence and his work, which I highly recommend as well. But just be still, be present. Ask yourself, how can you be more present throughout your day? And I guarantee you're going to connect with yourself more. You're going to feel more fulfilled, which is going to allow you to enjoy the things that you want externally and the things that you will achieve externally to a much greater degree. But don't take my word for it. Experience it yourself and you'll see. Trust yourself more. Know that you have the answers available to you now. You don't need to go looking for it externally all the time. Fulfillment is here and now. You don't need to think that you have to wait for fulfillment until you achieve your goals or dreams. You can experience it now. But yeah, let me know how you like this episode, and I'll see you in the next recording.